Hello again, my friends. It's the boy and his dog, and welcome to the channel where I talk about, play, rank and review games on the arcade old and new. In today's episode we take our first quick look at the first, assuming there's more, Activision Console Collection. There's a rather nice chunky amount of 15 games, but of course we have to bear in mind these are older and more basic to many of the games we've played in the last few collections. Remember, this isn't my final review of this car or the games, only my initial thoughts when first playing each title for about 5 minutes, without looking at the instructions, except where noted. Let's take a butcher's. And so first out the gates is Beam Rider. Straight off the bat I found the graphics quite striking even in this basic form. The way the lines move down really gives a sense of depth and movement which I appreciate. In the short go I had, I made it to the 6th wave of enemies I think. It handily counts down on the left how many are to go. And when the number reached 0, a chunky UFO flew across the top of the screen. You have to use your more powerful missile to shoot it, and you only get 3 chances. Even if you miss the UFO, you'll still move to the next round. But reading after the fact, there's a certain amount you need to shoot. So shoot them. Beware the pesky beggars that get in the way, so timing is key. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. And next up is Crackpots. I just twigged the title, Crackpots, because you push the pots off the window ledges and crack them. And also crackpot, like me. Beautiful synergy. Right, so I dig this game, man. It's simple but cool. You knock the flower pots on the spiders. If you miss too many, the bottom layer of the screen gets taken away, leaving you less room and therefore time to get to the flower pots you need. Each round of spiders colour changes and so does their behaviour. For something so basic, it looks great and it has, dare I say it, addictive qualities. And next is Demon Attack. Another simple single screen shoot 'em up, but the enemies have really cool movement patterns, making it tricky to hit. You've got to work out where they are going to be when the shot hits them, if you know what I mean. So you've got to kind of move ahead of the direction you think they're going in, yeah? And then hopefully when the bullet hits them, so of course they're at 3 different levels, so you have to think it takes longer and they're bound to come back, so maybe you should shoot where you may need to start with because they might loop around, yeah? I like the way they appear on screen too, like they're being phased into existence or something. Yeah, this was a cool little shooter, can't wait to get back to it. And next up is Enduro, is that you pronounce it? Probably, I don't know. Okay, so the cars look like giant bugs and the graphics are basic, but it does a lot with what it's got. You have to pass a certain amount of cars as you go through the day. I like the way the screen changes to night, but also snow or fog and dusk and dawn. It was done quite well, I thought, but what was extra cool is you can see the car's tail lights in the dark. And depending on the colour you can tell if they're in the inside or outside lane, which really helps. My only problem is I was so worried about beating the time I kept speeding up and crashing. If I'd actually taken it a bit slower I think I would have done better. But yeah, this was another cool one, loved it. And next up is Fishing Derby. Okay, this is not going to be a surprise to anyone, but I love this little fish game. It is a 100% a stoner game, a chill as all hell. Oh, I haven't said stoner game for ages, have I? I do love them. You have to take your fishing line down so the tip touches the fish's mouth. As soon as it does, the line starts to slowly rise. You can push A to go faster, but you have to avoid the shark. And as it keeps going up, like it might time with the shark getting there, so sometimes you've got to think, shit, I've got to go quick to get there before the shark does. You know what I'm saying? That kind of shenanigans. The lower the fish is to start with, the higher your score. I need to really practice to beat the computer. They are demonic with their scores. Simple game I may get bored of quickly, but in the initial play, I bloody loved it. And next up, it's Chocobo Freeway. Actually, no, it's just called Freeway. But I swear that's a Chocobo. At least it looks like a Chocobo on the cover. Yeah, they may lie and tell you otherwise, may say it's a Chocum, but I know the truth. I may not know my flowers, but I know a Chocobo when I see one. Sorry, deep classic film cut there. It's like Frogger, except it's a Chocobo. And you can only move forward and back, not left and right. There seems to be a couple of different stages, but this is definitely more suited to two players. You'll have a laugh racing against each other on this. But I think one player, longevity is probably not there, unless you're like me and just obsessed with Chocobos. Because they are, I swear, they're Chocobos. And next up is Grand Prix. This one's alright. I like the chunky graphics. You just got to drive to the right, trying to pick up speed while avoiding the other cars. It's cool you increase speed with the A, but you don't have to hold it down. Letting go with the A and it keeps the constant speed you've reached. But where fast speed and chunky graphics come together mean not much time to manoeuvre. It always makes me jump when I hit something, especially when I'm going fast. It spices things up with oil slicks and occasional bridges. I can't see this being a long-term game, but I had a bit of fun with it, and will be interesting to see how fast I can get to the end on the higher difficulties, where they add, dun dun dun, more bridges. And next up is Mega Mania. Now you see, I thought I knew what Mega Mania was, and then I stuck it on and I realised I haven't really got a clue. Well, I know what it is now, but I didn't then. You know what I'm saying? So Mega Mania is a shoot 'em up with rather groovy enemy movement patterns. They all behave differently and are all mad different shapes and sizes, which kept my initial go constantly fresh. I can see myself playing this one quite a bit. Oh, I am enjoying these single screen shooters. Which is a good thing, isn't it? Because there's quite a few. And next up, probably one of the big names of the collection, it's Pitfall! Exclamation mark. Is it still fun? Why, yes. Yes, it is. Am I still crap? Why, yes. Yes, I am. Actually, I didn't think I did too bad a go on my first try. It took me a couple of goes to twig with the crocodiles. You've got to jump at the end of their heads, yeah? Because I thought, how do you time this across? But there you go. And I forgot to begin with about the actual pits of the title. You know, the ones that just suddenly appear. But yeah, this is a cool game. Did they do a sequel? They did do a sequel, didn't they? I'm sure. Did I play the sequel? I'm sure I did. Anyway, yeah, still love it. Don't know how long that love will go on for, because this is one that, again, is quite basic, but there's just something cool about it. Do you know what I'm saying? And next up is Private Eye. Okay, so I had to look at the instructions after our initial go of wandering around, which you can see in the video. Those people I was jumping to in the window, I think, give me items or clues or something, and I have to find the right item for the right place, it seems, and I can only carry one item at a time. But how you tell what item you have, I don't know. The two-sided coin of initial play, eh? Can't wait to find out more though. And next up is River Raid. We all know this one, don't we? Another of the big hitters of the collection. So you shoot the boats and planes, collect the fuel to keep topped up or blow it up for more points, and shoot at the bridges to continue and create checkpoints. It's simple and it's still a lot of fun. Not really much more to say about it, really. Right, nearly there. Next is Skyjinx. I've just got that hijinks. Very good. Okay, so this one was cool. It took me a minute to 100% cotton on the sound effects, leading me in what I had to do. You have to fly left of the red poles, which I found out after was a pylon, which would make sense, I guess, and stay right of the blue ones. Again, like most of the games on here, simple fun, and most importantly, easy to pick up and play. So yeah, I enjoyed this one. This would be cool on the XP. And on the alpha, isn't everything? And next is Space Shuttle, A Journey into Space. Now we come to the most complicated games on there here. The idea seems really cool, but it's impossible without instructions. Even then, it's a bit like, what? Thankfully, I think, the first mode you can select actually plays the game automatically for you, and you can take over at a touch of a button. I would watch this while studying the instructions to see how it all works, and your brain won't feel so, what? Even though I'm sure mine will. But I love all the detail they can fit in and that. You know, for what it is, they think they've tried quite well. We like experimentation. And next up is Star Master. This is basically a more basic version of that game. I'm forgetting the name right now, but where you're flying in first person in space, you shoot with a crosshair, and you could bring up a map to warp to specific zones where there could be enemies to shoot down, or a space station, which I think was filling my fuel. It's basically the same game as that, but just more basic. Yeah, this one seems again nice and simple with cool effects for what it can manage, and it feels smooth to play too, which is very good. It's just a great little title. And last but not least, or maybe least, I'm not sure, it's tennis. Look, I was initially excited for this one because it looks just like real sports tennis from the Atari 2600, but it's not. In fact, in the game I played, it just seemed to go on for infinitum. Neither the opponents or I could seemingly miss a single shot. So it's okay and it looks kind of cool, but yeah, it looks like it's really hard to win or lose, just exist in a never-ending rally. And so my initial thoughts on the cart. This cart actually made for a nice change after the few carts we've had before. Just a big bunch of fun, simple games, nothing spectacular, but easy to pick up and play. And sometimes we need just that, don't we? I enjoyed all these games, I think, only slightly disappointed with tennis for not being what I made up in my head. Naughty game, you should have pre-known when you're being made back then for when I was playing now. No respect these days, I tell ye. And so, my dear friends, did you pick up the Activision Collection? If not, does anything here take your fancy? And if you did, what were your initial impressions? Did you, like me, find them refreshing after the last few collections? As usual, let me know in the comments below. And if you've made it here to the end of the video, thanks ever so much for joining me. Leave a thumbs up or comment if you'd like. But you know what, I'm just chuffed you poked your head in for a goosey gander. As always, I hope the day has been as awesome as you are, my friends. And until next time, be seeing you.